Yo, what's good, people? We are here with part 69 of Condensed Chaos by Phil Hine. I know you'll love the number 69. Now, witches, wizards, warlocks, magicians, magus, and magi, get your minds out the gutter, because we're going to continue speaking on the personal genius. The most useful reference to the experience I have found is in Aleister Crowley's novel, Moonchild. Now, anyone going like, oh my god, Aleister Crowley's Satan shit, you gotta understand that this world is run by some fucked up deities right now. But the pendulum is in full swing from the satanic bullshit to the God tier bullshit. I'm not saying God's got some bullshit, but God is not happy with the violations that have taken place. And however you perceive God, it's all about the faith in itself. And yeah, things are gonna change very, very soon. The reason I dabble in this is because I want to understand both sides of the coin, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light. Alright, I'm a master both sides. Hybrid. This is analogous to a tantric exercise called feeding the fire. You imagine that your body is hollow and that within it is a flickering flame. This flame feeds on all your experience. Each breath fans the flame. Each moment of awareness feeds the flame. All emotions, thoughts, victories, defeats, identifications, revulsions, all feed the flame. All experience becomes the fuel for this inner flame, from which emanates the power to illuminate. The aim of all such exercises is to attain a degree of non-attachment to your actions and works. In tantric methodology, this flame is also Kundalini Shakti, an organizing and creative power that is equally present in humans and stars. Such power is not under the control of the ego, and any tendencies to identify it as belonging exclusively to you will weaken its expression through you. A useful attitude to cultivate in this respect is that by removing all tendencies to create identifications and blocks within yourself, you are making yourself into a hollow pipe through which power may flow freely. Channeled entities. This term covers all types of entities to whom is attributed advanced wisdom and teachings. Spirit guides, enlightened masters, space beings, higher selves, and guardian angels. Making contact with such entities may be useful up to a point. The old saying, it doesn't matter what you say, it's the way you say it, is certainly true of the channeling phenomenon. The message from these cuddly cosmic beings is overwhelmingly one of love and harmony. Love yourself, be yourself. We are all immortal, and we can all be healed by using the power of the New Age cliches, rays, chakras, auras, colors, and pseudo-scientific jargon. A welter of impressive terms and meaningless catchphrases. Platitudinous pap fed to an uncritical audience eager to believe in a cartoon universe where no one really dies. No one really gets hurt. No one really thinks for themselves, and I suppose napalm doesn't really stick to kids. Rapping with Ramtha will heal you of your mental troubles, and everything will become ginger peachy. A funny thing about these higher beings, their message stays the same whenever they appear, but each new wave of popularity gives them a new mailing address. The spiritualists had their red Indian guides, the theosophists tuned into vibes beamed out by Tibetan masters. Aleister Crowley claimed to have been in contact with extraterrestrials, and by the 1950s the gods were using flying saucers to get about. Jesus is alive and well and living in Venus. Now it's the day of the dolphin. It's interesting, however, that very often the founts of wisdom appear to be endangered species. Dolphins, Red Indians, and Aborigines have all suffered extensively at the hands of us well-fed white folk. We ripped off the wealth of the Asian subcontinent and then swarmed over there in droves to seek spiritual enlightenment. Maybe behind all this new age is the guilt of the overfed trying not to feel impotent while the world changes around them. That's what it is. It's so attractive. The channelers, the entities, they don't ask us to do anything as unattractive as look at what's happening behind the scenes. No, they wrap reality up in ribbons and glitter so that life becomes a continuously looping Walt Disney dream world. What seems to be implicit here is that messages from higher beings, whatever their alleged source, are automatically benign and helpful. Quite a turnabout from the 50s, when the aliens brought to us by Hollywood came down out of the skies to ravage, rape our daughters and take over the world for no very good reason. Maybe they've just changed their act. After all, they should know by now that if they come barging in with death rays blazing, we'll just nuke them into radioactive debris. So they've adopted the soft sell approach. They're going to love us to death, till we're smothered under a security blanket of bliss. What a beautiful way to end it. From death rays to smothered by beautiful security blankets of bliss. I'll be back tomorrow with more.